expect a deeper rotation down, so I don't want to buy it too early now that we're seeing some much more selling. RTH upper band is at 92. Down to 194. Yeah, I could see that. We got this low volume node here. If we break this low volume node, though, this could be back to 260 even. So RTH is at 55. So that's very possible. We go back to mid 200s from here. And that's point of control. This 91. Yeah, I guess that's this could be an interesting long spot here. But this is RTH upper band here. And it tanked below it. Very slow. Now you can see my position in the bottom. It tells you my entry price and whether I'm long or short. Dank Cookies. What's up, Dank Cookies? I know who that is. That's Neil. What's up, Neil? Did you miss any nice moves? Well, you missed the 100-point banger I caught from 90 to 290, 190 to 290. I guess you can call that a nice move. I had two, and I took one off halfway. But I was also down a lot, so it brought me out of the hole and turned me positive. It would have been a lot nicer if it was the first trade I took, which it wasn't. But I took a loser. I cut two losers, actually. Decently sized ones, but I was, gotta cut them, I can dig myself out of a hole. I can't dig myself out of a blown account. And then it's too late. Then I would have wished I closed it. If it's a plus, it's a long. If it's a negative, Jared, it's a short for the position. That's VWAP right there, right through it, like a hot knife, because this is still a balanced market. This was just excess price, guys. This was not price discovery. Yeah, that's correct. I try to. Hopefully I close it. All right, this is RTH VWAP right here. I was a little late with that. Not a great fill at all. Oof. It's gonna do that thing where it just melts through levels now. Here we go. Come on. Keep pushing it. We're also at point of control here. IB mid. $194. Whoa. You want to go all the way back down to the lows, huh? Even though we're at point of control VWAP. I guess we could reverse this whole thing, right? It's possible. I took the long at RTH VWAP. VWAP bounce on the RTH. Can't see it on this chart. But here. We can get back above sub VWAP trap. Let's go, baby. Got a VWAP pinch right here. There we go. Taking it. Sub VWAP trap, RTH VWAP bounce. $20 points. It's IB mid. IB mid. Oh, you edited it. You're faster than I could even edit. Nice, Salis. Looks like a little dead cat bounce. Probably going lower now. Corey, did you hold? Holding. That could have been a back another flush of the week longs. We'll see. We're right between the two. VWAP pinch. VWAP pinch. We're between the session and the RTH VWAPs. Yeah, I'm usually more right, but when I'm wrong, I'm really wrong. I guess that's the case with most, isn't it? Put this in. Got 91 people in the stream, guys. That's pretty damn good. That might be a record. This thing's playing games. Very choppy, balanced market, guys. You know, outside of these super whippy 1 minute candles out of the open, you know, a majority of our candles have been white, right? Balanced market, expect chop. Roadrunner, day trading is one of the hardest things I've ever tried to do. Not only is it hard, but it's the hardest thing I've ever done. And I've done some hard things. And I know Corey has too. Really hard things. Things that people are never able to get past. I've been able to successfully traverse. And I get humbled constantly by the market. If you're not like prepared to take it on the chin fairly regularly, day trading's not for you. We're trying to net positive here. We have good months, bad months, but be prepared for disappointment. Even as you get better, it is part of the job. All right, there you go, Corey. If we can break below IB mid, so far it's just been retests. Yeah, I got junk kicked yesterday too. Morning, you two. We got Cam, we got Felipe. You're welcome. Kulu, I'm trading Top Step currently, and Earn to Trade, and I have a funded next that I've been working on. I don't trade all of them on stream. Scott Snipes, that is a session VWAP. Opens at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is the new VWAP Wave System toolkit. For those wondering, all right, we got color coding for whether we're in balance or price discovery. If we're orange, we're below the 1 standard deviation band. Red is 2nd standard deviation. White candles means we're in balance, right? Expect chop. Green is price discovery to the upside. We got the initial balance. These little green levels, these are low volume nodes from previous sessions. So we got all types of good stuff here. Let me turn on this just to see if we got any no capitulation candles yet. It's pretty much since the news there. I could probably leave this on now because it's not as busy. That first 15 minutes is a little crazy. Carlos, should be another week or two. So the color candles, guys, if it's orange or red, that means we're in price discovery. We're below the deviation band, right? Price discovery. White means we're within the deviation bands around VWAP. This is choppy conditions, balance. And then when we're above it, it's green, right? So this was a rejection, obviously. But if we have more stable price discovery, like we have here, we should be looking for longs, shorts by upper band. We've had a lot of range too, so it kind of looks a little wacky right now, but these are 2-minute candles. If we drop down to the 1 minutes, it's a little more detailed. Thank you, Kiwi. Yeah, I'm really pleased with how it came out. So I met with the developers over at Flux. We had one meeting. It lasted, I don't know, maybe in half an hour. I told them everything I wanted to do, all the ideas we had, and that was it. And then I didn't really talk to them much for a couple weeks, and then they presented me this. I was blown away by how well they were able to capture my vision for this. Very happy with it. All right, so this is that key low volume node that we've been respecting. Right, we held at RTH VWAP. Okay. Another color. Running out of colors. So we held at RTH twice. That's IB mid, RTH. And then we held 3 times, actually. And we broke above. Now we're at RTH upper band. Toolkit is not available yet, Dan. It should be available in probably another week or two. It will be available on TradingView. Still debugging and testing it out. All right, what are we thinking here? We got to break above this. I don't really like any of this actually. I don't want to short here and just have it grind up on me after that VWAP bounce. So you usually don't want to short VWAP bounces, or if you're long, because that's typically a sign of the next leg up. Now VWAP is very flat, so a real indication of a big trend market here, even on the RTH. Trying to push. This could be the next attempt at price discovery. This is very sleepy price action.
This Treasury to auction $69 billion in 2-year notes, $4 billion in 7-year notes.
Nice.
$82 billion in 3-month bills. Also $70 billion in 5-year notes as well. So the US is to sell $44 billion in 7-year notes, August 28th, settle September 2nd. Same with the US to sell $70 billion in 5-year notes to settle on August 27th, to settle on September 2nd. It's $69 billion to be sold, 2-year notes on August 26th, to settle on September 2nd. $82 billion to be sold on 3-month bills on August 25th.
We can break a hold. We go to 317, I think.
For the 6-month bill, the US would sell $73 billion in 6 months.
Let's go 317. Oh man, didn't fill me. What was that? Nonsense. There it goes. Goes. Come on, 317. Almost there. I took it. All right. My profit target in this new XFA, I probably shut it down around 2K.
Ed Hammer, speaking on finance, says both sides of dual mandate are under pressure. We'll get out the video for you, Pete. VWAP says it's important we maintain modestly restrictive policy.
Man,
We have posted a video out for you that I actually please watch. Time says wholesale costs are going up, but not necessarily being passed on. Ben Hamlet says it's just now that we're starting to see the tariff impact.
is this stuff from the Fed meeting? Is that what's happening?
Ben Hamlet says we're not going to see full tariff effect until next year. Ben Hamlet says the firms are trying to withhold passing on tariffs. That can't last forever.
Back to session VWAP.
Just to repeat that last one, Fed Hamlet says the firms are trying to withhold passing on tariffs, but that can't last forever. Ben Hamlet says it's just now tariff impacts are starting to affect the economy.
They're in, what is it, Jackson Hole or whatever? Is that today?
Fed Hamlet says economic theory of one-time tariff impact may not hold. Fed Hamlet says the biggest concern is inflation is too high and trending up.
Tell them to be quiet. That was
Fed
a
Hamlet says it's unclear tariffs will ultimately be one-time impact.
that was a lower high, wasn't it?
Fed Hamlet says the biggest concern is that inflation is too high and inflation has been trending in the wrong direction. Fed Hamlet says labour demand may be
I
coming
feel like you
down.
guys are looking for big trending moves in a balanced market.
Fed
Hey,
Hamlet
Steven.
says labour market could still be in balance despite slowing.
Fed Hammock says we will review job data in the context of broader economic changes. Fed Hammock says labour supply has come down dramatically.
Balanced market chop. We're just chopping up and down. Look how many times we've crossed the VWAP. Flat VWAP, crisscrossing over it.
Hammock says we're missing out on inflation and need to stay laser focused. So just to reiterate, Hammock says we're missing on inflation and need to stay laser focused. Hammock says the unemployment rate is one of the best indicators we have.
Sure seems like they're keeping it in this range. We'll see.
Hammock says we think we have a small distance to go to neutral.
Seems heavy. I'll give you that, but also it didn't seem heavy 10 minutes ago. So you can pivot on a dime here.
Hammock says with the data now, wouldn't see a case for a September rate cut. Hammock says does not see any sign of notable economic downturn.
No cut in September. You guys are getting enough bearish narration. That's for sure.
Just let the users know that Fed Hammock is not a voter. Hammock says, I do not see the imminent case for cutting rates based on current data.
All right, here's lower band. Yesterday's VWAP.
Hammock says, Hammock says, I don't think Fed policy is far from neutral policy. There's no need for stimulative policy. That concludes Hammock's remarks.
All right, back down to value area low. Oh, there it goes. Shit in the bed.
Keeping an eye on the S&P 500 as well, but back to the headline Hammock saying with data now, I wouldn't see a case for September cut. Let's see just a movement towards the downside there. Remember, she's not a voter this year. But she will be a voter next year.
right, I have to stop out now. I'm back to zero. God. I'm done with this for today. It was good for a minute. Straight down. Corey's getting his wish. I cleared out all the longs. Negative interest. And then we just went positive again. So it could have just flushed out all the longs from the session. We'll see what it does now. Sure sucked in a lot of shorts. There's one side of value to the other. Back to point of control. 62. Well, we bounced a value area low on the session. So you would need price discovery, which hasn't, we're not in price discovery. We're in a bounce market. We'll see. If it's going to drop, this would need to be a dead cat bounce for you. This back test a lower band would need to fail. Trump, $500 million civil penalty thrown out by appeals court. So we got point of control back at 63.5. Thanks, Tony. Risk first, profit second. Thanks, Tony.
Barrow, Great House advisor, speaking to reporters, says no deal is more important than with the European Union.
So Scott, your value area shouldn't adjust, Scott. It should be the same on all time frames. All that matters is where it's anchored to. The volume per price stays the same. So what side's going to break first? IB high or IB low? We're at IB mid, so you got a 50-50 shot now. IB mid is 52 3/4. Well, we're 10 points away from IB mid. I know a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy. I think how we held monthly lower band and how we just held weekly lower band there, I'm thinking higher. But we'll see.
And Barrow on the EU says that we will impose a 15% tariff on autos, which is a drop of 25%. Barrow on the EU says that we maintain tariffs on steel and aluminum.
So, and we held value area low on the session. So next stop would be point of control, and then I would say value area high at 300s again. There goes. Back in. Woof. Short scrambling to cover there. Bulls have entered the chat, guys.
reminder at the bottom of the hour could be US 4-week bill auction data. High yield or possible 2% private to cover of 2.67.
Backtest VWAP.
Reminder that the US looking to sell $100 billion for 4-week bills.
If we zoom out a little bit here, all right, we held monthly, and then we just held weekly. Unless that was just a short squeeze, right? Squeeze out all the shorts, then bring it lower. Backtest IB, VWAP and go. I don't know, we'll see. Be right back.
Navarro says, no comment on whether EU wine will be exempt.
Okay. All right, Logger. You're gonna give up that whole buy candle? Sure looks like it. Squeezed everybody out. Back to IB mid.
Navarro says, Powell is so anti-Trump, it's unsettling.
Yep, my top step X is definitely frozen. Or it was. Nice fade value extreme. I see where it, yeah.
Just bets Powell to remove Governor Lisa Cook So again, Department of Justice official urges Fed's power to remove Governor Lisa Cook.
What is happening? Justice Department says they got to release Cook. White House is going after Fed governors now.
Department of Justice Martin says he intends to investigate Cook over mortgages. Cook criminal referral requires further examination. Navarro says it's nonsense that India needs to buy Russian oil. So this is Department of Justice official remarking in a letter to Fed Chair Powell.
Top step frozen again. Crazy. It does keep freezing. Aggressive. Well, if she's innocent, it'll be not a problem, right? I mean, freezes are a good chance to YOLO because they'll just get rid of any bad trades, and if it works out, you got to keep the profits.
Navarro says that the road to peace runs through New Delhi. So this is in regards to Russia and Ukraine.
If you're not already in a trade, that is.
The US 4-week bill with a high yield 4.3%, bid cover 2.61.
Trading view is not affecting top step.
US setting.
All right, now we're just chopping around point of control. We have VWAP at 73.
The US sells. US setting 4-week bills at a high rate of 4.3%, awarding 0.
So we have group coaching guys at 12:30.
High.
I mean, they should give you more than a free reset. They should just take away the bad trades. Unless you didn't have any losing
The US
trades.
is selling $100 billion in 4-week bills.
All right, guys. So I am going to go back to VWAP. Looks like it's trying to break through again. We've crossed VWAP, guys, like 100 times.
Doubling of India tariffs taking place in August 27th. And that India doesn't want to recognize its role in bloodshed.
I'd like to see us take out those IB highs. That'd be nice. All right, guys. So I'm going to, we have group coaching at 12:30. So I'm going to have some lunch. I'm going to take a little break here. We'll be in the classroom at 12:30. We're going to be going over some VWAP Wave principles. I know we have some new members. If you're new, be sure to join us in there. We'll be going over principles and some other things. You can bring questions if you have them. And we'll do a little bit of a lunch and learn. So 12:30 in the classroom, guys. I'm going to finish up here. And we'll be back at it tomorrow morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. In the Discord, 10 a.m. on YouTube. And I'll see you guys in the classroom. If you're going to keep on trading, manage your risk, stay sharp, you get on over to the trading lounge or the trader floor. If you're a premium Discord member, to keep on trading with your fellow VWAP Wave members. And we'll be back at it. Thanks, guys.